TikTok is tick about done, folks. I wasn't planning on making a video tonight here on the reaction channel, but I have to react to this because this is epic, massive news out here, okay? And I want to share my opinion on this. I want to share kind of what the perspective is I'm seeing from folks out there. Are they for this? Are they against this? And I also want to share with you 4 stocks that are massive direct beneficiaries if this TikTok ban does end up actually going through. We're going step by step through this essentially, and it's getting closer and closer to TikTok actually being banned now at this point in time. Hope you guys enjoy. As always, thank you every single person that subscribed. Let's get straight into this. Bill to ban TikTok nationwide to be introduced in the Senate. According to Fox News, Senator Josh Hawley on Tuesday announced he would introduce a bill to implement a nationwide ban of the social media app TikTok. TikTok is China's backdoor into Americans' lives. If you didn't know, China's basically owned by a company in China, essentially. TikTok is, okay? And a lot of people believe that, you know, it's not healthy to have, especially all our young people and youth, be essentially using this app that is ultimately run by folks in China. And we do know that the Chinese government is in corporations like business extremely heavily. It's like to a whole other extent in China, right? And so a lot of people do not like that. They don't feel comfortable, even if it was adults. But the fact that so many kids use TikTok, that's where it's really, really concerning, right? And these folks can see exactly what, you know, the kids are doing in there and what they're clicking on and how long they're clicking, and they could potentially feed whatever they want out to the kids of America at the end of the day, right? It threatens our children's privacy as well as their mental health, Harley tweeted Tuesday morning. Last month, Congress banned it on all government devices. Now I want to introduce legislation to ban it nationwide. Harley, a longtime critic of TikTok, which is owned by Chinese company ByteDance, has previously accused the app of posing as a major security risk to the United States. He was a chief author of the No TikTok on Government Devices Act, which was enacted last year and prohibits the use of TikTok on government-issued devices, and that did go through. So, you know, obviously this man is pushing for this, and I think a lot more people are going to push for this, okay? Now, let me give my personal opinion before we get into the opinion of kind of the masses I'm seeing out there, and before we get into kind of the stocks that are huge, there's 4 of them, huge direct beneficiaries, and why those stocks are beneficiaries. My opinion on this is I'm a little divided. One side of me, I love kind of the free markets, right? And those sorts of things. On the other side of me, it is uncomfortable feeling knowing that so many kids, especially in the United States of America, are on this app all the time, right? And obviously the addiction of that app is one thing, right? The other component of that is the fact that it is owned by, you know, a Chinese government, which a Chinese company, which Chinese companies basically are the Chinese government. It's insane, right? If the Chinese government basically, it's not like it is in America, right? You know, if the United States government was just to go in and like take over, you know, whatever, Apple or something like that, people would go crazy, right? But in China, it's kind of almost like a normalish thing. And so there's a situation that I'm very understanding of that, and I kind of understand there. I've also seen other people's lives change for the better for TikTok. I know 2 people specifically. I know that their lives changed in a massive way from TikTok, essentially. One is a friend and somebody I've known for many years named Erica Kohlberg, and she was somebody that was, you know, had a small YouTube channel and whatnot, and then she absolutely went crazy on TikTok, starting about, oh gosh, that was probably like a year and a half ago or so, and she ended up becoming pretty much the biggest finance-related person on TikTok. Absolutely incredible what she pulled off there. I know another gal that was actually part of the private stock group that started a soap business, and she was able to blow up their business on TikTok, basically posting videos of them making these custom soaps and stuff like that. And she was able to hire, you know, 10, 15, 20 workers and build out this business, and because of TikTok. I've also seen it where people that aren't close to me, but I've seen it before, where like restaurants got popular on TikTok that weren't doing so well and things like that. So I see it from that angle too, and that's the part that kind of sucks if it does go away, right? But you got to kind of look at this thing, and it's like many things in life. It's like you have some good that comes from this, but there's also some bad that comes with this. And so it's like, where do you draw that fine line? It's a very, very tough decision. I'm glad I'm not the one that has to ultimately play the part in making the decision. But from the government angle, here's the way the government has to look at this, okay? They have to look at this and they say, this is an app that is one of the most used apps in the United States of America. It's being fed to our youth. We don't know what the Chinese government might want to feed to our people. We don't know the negative effects this could have on the next generation over the long term. We don't know any of that, right? And it's a very uncomfortable feeling. Plus, on top of that, and this is never talked about enough unless you're really in the business community, many of our companies aren't even allowed in China. Like Facebook doesn't even really exist in China, or Instagram or any of the other platforms, because basically China wants to control whatever is being fed out to their people, right? And so it's not a very fair playing field if, Google's and YouTube are non-existent in China, right? And sometimes, some Chinese citizens get away with it, get around the whole system and whatnot, right? But Google, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, those aren't really allowed there. That's not really fair. But yet TikTok can be allowed. Like that's not really right, in my opinion, right? It's like, oh, so you can make a bunch of money off us, but we're not allowed to make money off you? Like that doesn't seem very fair, does it now, right? And especially when you throw in that component about them potentially feeding to our generation whatever they want to feed, right? So that's a huge component of this, okay? Now, what's kind of people's opinion? So I was kind of looking at all the top comments on this and just trying to see like what the vibes are. And of this specific page, actually, most of the people that use this page are younger folks, like extreme younger folks. Like most of these kids, people that are on this are like college students, even high schoolers, things like that. And so if there's ever a group that I thought, oh, they might be really negative toward this and be like, this sucks, like this isn't, I was thinking it was this. And look at these comments, guys. Check this out. It'll save society, in my opinion. That was top comment, 3,998 likes. Next comment down, TikTok should have been banned already nationwide. This person says they've been trying to do this since the Trump administration. This person says, please, yeah, but the thing is that was the start of the talk, was during that time, right? But government moves slow. And now it's getting more and more serious. It's starting to get banned other places. We'll get into that in just a moment, right? Please, this generation is in the dust because of this app. Ain't they trying to do this ish for 3 years? They've been trying to do this. What's changed now? This is going to save America. How about some real food and free healthcare and less taxes? That's funny. Finally, a rare W. Kids are going to be having TikTok withdrawals, they say. This person, I support this. Bro, it's just an app. Don't they have bigger things to worry about? TikTok absolutely needs to be banned, and it's brainwashed. I think it's supposed to say so many Americans, right? Like I said, on this page, I think it's mostly like college kids and high school kids as far as this goes. But once again, you can see like it's like these people are like for banning it. Like they have no problems with this whatsoever. And I just think that's very interesting, especially considering the demographics of this specific page. Like they're like, this is fine. Now, I think there's kind of folks that are not going to be so pro this, and that's the folks that really love that app, right? People that use that app on a daily basis, they're not going to like this. They're not going to like this at all. They're going to say, this is a bunch of crap, right? And I don't know if you guys have seen this. Florida is banning TikTok at state universities. Why are universities banning TikTok? What to know? University of Wisconsin, latest to ban TikTok. So it's very clear, and in a moment we'll just get into those stocks, right, that are clear beneficiaries. It's very crystal clear that the steps are being taken to ban TikTok. And it's just a question of like how much longer does it take, essentially, right? But it's being banned on government devices. It's starting to be banned at state universities, right? I'm sure other states might try to ban it just outright. And it seems like it's just a tick, tick, tick situation until the federal government bans it, to be quite honest, right? And like I said, like people that love that app and use that app all the time are not going to be in favor of this. But that doesn't really matter. It's going to be the way the government looks at it. And the more I look at this situation, I just don't think the government is going to be that in favor for it, to be honest. Plus, they take a lot of attention away. They take a lot of attention away from American companies, right? If there's, let's say, 150 Americans using TikTok on a daily basis, they could be spending that somewhere else, and America could be making, tax money off that. Whereas if it's going in China's pockets, once again, and it's not a fair playing field if our companies can't be over there in our social medias and things like that, because if China wants to just feed whatever narrative's out there. And I've also heard theories that China essentially feeds to their youth different stuff than they feed to our youth. And so there's a lot of talk that, our youth gets fed like, girls dancing around in little short clothing and stuff like that, right? Versus in China, they do a lot of like pro-China type stuff, right? And like more educational type stuff. So I don't know. That's a theory that's out there. I don't know how true that is, but it is a theory, okay? So there's 4 stocks specifically that can obviously directly benefit massively if a TikTok ban does come here, okay? These 4 stocks are right here. This is what I call the tic-tac-toe ban companies, okay? First one's Meta. Meta in a massive way, okay? At the end of the day, if people are spending way more time on TikTok, it's less time they can spend on Facebook and Instagram. Bottom line, right? Now, we know Instagram Reels is taking off like a beast regardless right now, and is going to be a major competitor to TikTok, even if TikTok stays legal in the United States. We'll see what happens with that. But there's no doubt, if you're spending less time on TikTok, people are still going to spend time on their phone, so they're going to use things like, obviously, Facebook and Instagram, right? Next company that would be a direct beneficiary is Google, and Google's got so much bad news going for them right now. It's ridiculous. The government's going after them right now. Obviously, there's a pullback on advertising spend right now. Like, Google has so many issues, it's not even funny. They might be the most issued company of big tech right now. But Google, they own Google search, right? But they own the platform you're watching us on right now, YouTube. If there's less folks using TikTok, it's more time to spend watching other videos from YouTube. Snapchat, big direct beneficiary. If people are, if TikTok's banned, more people are going to use Snapchat more often. And the last one is one you wouldn't usually think about, but it's Netflix. Netflix, absolute beneficiary. If there's less people consuming video content out there on something like TikTok, it's going to mean there's going to be more people watching stuff on something like Netflix, right? Which, with TikTok, you could also look at it as like training people and training their brains to only pay attention to like these little short, like 15-second, 30-second, 45-second videos, right? Versus Netflix is like long-form content, right? And so, obviously, like me personally, I'm 33 years old, so TikTok's never been the thing for me. I don't like these quick little videos and stuff like that. Like, there's nothing valuable in that. For me, I like to watch long-form content. Like, for instance, I love a channel on YouTube that I watch almost every night, Maverick of Wall Street. He makes these videos that, make my videos seem short. His videos many times can be 40 minutes to an hour, right? And like that's the type of content I really personally enjoy. The new generation, like they just want to like hear like very base level stuff, which is all you're going to get into. If you only got 15, 30, 45 seconds to give somebody information, you're not going to hear the whole scope of that. You're going to hear a very like small amount, right? So anyways, there's definitely some companies that are going to benefit in an epic way if that ban does come. We'll see. It's all trending that way, though, and I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment. Are you for this? Are you against this? I'd love to hear from you guys. You've got to go one way or another. You're either for it or you're against it. What are you, okay? Appreciate everybody joining me, as always. Thanks for being here, guys. By the way, less than 48 hours until I buy my new group of stocks on Patreon, on the Patreon portfolio. If you want to see what stocks I buy in the Patreon portfolio, as well as see that entire portfolio and all the stocks I own in there, check out the pinned comment down there. Much love and have a great day.